Okay, welcome back ladies and gents. Today we've got my latest pickups for late June. Now, there's not a great deal in terms of quantity, but there's a couple of quality items in there. So it's not going to be a very long video, so let's get straight into it. Okay, to kick off, there's an old anthology. You can see who's on it there by Mayflower Books. I'm guessing that's from somewhere in the 60s. Yeah, 1966. That's that little one. And we've got another anthology, American copy this time, Belmont, science fiction. Again, you can see who's in there. I'd hazard a guess and say that was sometime in the 60s as well, just 1968. And yet more anthology. Again, all the authors on the cover there, and that's another American Belmont. And I would imagine that is from the earlier 60s, 65, yeah. That'd be that. Well, it's an interesting one. 50 short science fiction tales, a few of the authors at the bottom there. Never come across a book with 50 shorts in before, and they are, just looking at the list there, they are quite short, some just 10 pages each, so if you fancy a quick read on the bus or train or something, that's the one for you. Right, this is one of my favourite authors. Gets a lot of bad reviews for being so pastoral, but the books I've read of his, I've really enjoyed. That particular one is a collection, and again it's quite early. Yeah, it's a reissued New English Library edition from 1968. Right, and while we're on that subject, there's the best of. Nice cover there. Didn't say who by, sadly, but this book apparently has got a complete bibliography and an introduction by Clifford Simak. A bit later that one, that'll be 70s, I would imagine. Right now, in all the years I've been collecting science fiction, I've never seen any of these out in the wild. Best SF by Faber. The slightly oversized editions. In very nice condition. Yeah, so I mean they're printed on very nice paper because the top quality, because the paper is still white, even though this is a fourth impression from 1968. I mean, you won't get much better than that from that particular time period. So yeah, I was very interested in that one, and then luckily they had that one as well, number 5. So I'll have to go hunting for the rest. I don't know how many there were, but obviously I need at least 3 of them again, in very nice condition. So if anybody knows anything more about these, they don't seem like your typical science fiction paperbacks. They seem more like a sort of stuff you might find in a university or something. So yeah, I was very interested in those. Now these are the older editions of the of the SF Masterworks. I prefer these because they're numbered. Very famous Brian Order story, non-stop, which I don't have in the modern Masterworks, so I was happy to pick that up. I don't think I've got it at all, actually. I've got a few Orders books, but yeah, these were the forerunners of the... I'll show you. For those not aware, with the next one, which is a very famous one. I just finished reading this, actually. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? It's a nice early one, number 4. And that compares with the copy that I just used to read. And it's... I'll get them both in there, cover my mush. It's just the same with different colouring. So yeah, I prefer these old editions, so I'll pick them up whenever I see them. So that's that one. A couple of more anthologies. I've been going well on anthologies. 13 Great Stories. This is obviously a more recent printing from 1972, second edition. Interesting cover. And nice thick volume. Tomorrow's Children by Asimov, edited by Asimov. Nice cover there, interesting. Don't know what's going on in the background there, but yeah. Then again, I would imagine this is sometime in the 70s. Yeah, 1974. Right, now this is a guy I've picked up. I mean, he's done quite a bit of work. I haven't got many of his books, but I've picked up one or two lately. Miracle Visitors. Nice condition again. That one will be middle 70s, I would imagine. 1978. Oh, sorry, 1980. That was a bit later. Right, I remember this one from way back, but I didn't have this particular copy. C.T. Ship by Jack Williamson. Don't have many of his. But again, in quite acceptable condition. It's be around 1969, 70 this. It's got the decimal coinage and the old, yep, not far wrong, 1969. So, getting on a bit. Right, these are the books that I like picking up cheap. These are the old, really old digit books. A bit like the Badger volumes that everybody seems to collect these days. Well, I do, but trying to find them at a decent price. Ouch. So, as I say, that's a digit book. Actually, it's quite a nice cover for an old edition. Reminds me of an artist called Chesley Bonestell or Bonestell, who used to do a lot of these space vistas. Very famous artist from way back. Of course, this won't tell you who the artist was. Just gives the copyright date. Yeah, well, it looks like 1952. Can't see any other date on it. So yeah, that was a particularly nice one. I mean, bit rough around the edges, but what do you expect for books that old? What is it, about 70 years old? Right, now these next few I was particularly pleased to pick up. This is one in there called the SF Collector's Library for this. See the textured cover there. very, very stiff cardboard as well, but textured. Yeah, I mean, these are not the easiest things to find these days. I think people have cottoned on to the fact that people collect anything that's a collector's library or numbered, such as door books, which are getting silly prices now. But yeah, in a landscape, that's 3 stories, as you can see there by those 3 gentlemen. Okay, now these 2 I was particularly pleased with. As I mentioned before, I collect the pan lozenge books, as they're so called, with the silver lozenge there. Now, the Hull and Ellison books in this series are probably some of the scarcer ones to pick up, and they're not cheap, especially in that condition. You know, that's near mint, just a little dink on the corner there, but you can accept that and still call it near mint, I would say. So yeah, I was particularly pleased with that one. And this one I was even more pleased with because I think this is probably the most I've ever paid for a paperback book. I mean, this set me back 20 quid. But it's in absolutely perfect nick. Apart from that slight. But I mean, that's nothing. You can walk into any shop with new paperbacks and get that. So yeah, as I say, that was 20 quid worth. The reason I paid that is because the only version I could find online, the whole of the internet, was a signed copy for 60 quid. So I thought, okay, 20 quid is not too bad. But yeah, that's one of the scarcer lozenge books for anybody who's interested in those. Now, the good thing about the charity shop that I go to is they charge the same for hardbacks as they do for paperbacks. I mean, that was just 3 quid. Neil Asher, quite a respected author these days. Again, that's one of the always complaining about covers on new modern science fiction, but that's quite nice. I mean, it'll be digital, but still quite nice. Obviously, that's part of a series, but yeah, I might get around to reading some of his because I've heard some good things. As I say, that's a 19 quid book, for 3 quid. You can't complain. It's got a very slight spine lean there, but I'm not bothered about that sort of stuff. So yeah, that was my little pickups for the back end of June. Next time we'll take a bit of a detour, and I'll be showing a few shmups for all those that are interested in that particular gaming genre. So thank you for watching, subscribing, sharing if you have. Most of all, commenting. Please do feel free to comment, and I will see you very shortly. Bye-bye now.